Hello everybody, this is Michelle Fox and welcome back to the Simple Quilter. Today I'm really excited to be bringing you this episode. I'm going to show you my quilting setup in our camper. Now I don't always take my quilt stuff when we go camping. Like if we take a long vacation, I typically don't take it. But if we're just going to the lake for a few days, I always take my sewing and quilting stuff. So I just want to show you our setup today. This is our okay. So before I get started showing you the setup here, I'm going to do a little view of part of the camper here. I'm going to show you the part that I use for sewing. Okay, so as you can see, there's the door, and here's the kitchen right here. There's the door, and as you come in, right here's the little station that I'm going to show you how I set up my ironing section. And then as you come on around here, there's a couch, and then here's the little dinette area where I have my sewing machine. You can see my bag over there in the corner. So in our RV, I have a little ironing station, and then I have a little place that I put my sewing machine on the table, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first of all, I want to show you the little station that I use and how I set it up for ironing. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this little table, and this table of course comes with our camper, and it is just a little extension table, and it goes right there. Just make sure I have that stored. Now we don't always use this. We use this when I'm going to be quilting, but this is my little ironing station. So I set this table up, and then I just have a little portable ironing board. Now this ironing board stays here in a storage compartment here in the camper, and it just goes right there just like that. And there is my ironing station. I just love it. It's so cool. I want to show you what all I brought with me. Okay, now I do try to pack light when we're going camping. My husband's probably back there chuckling, but he really never minds what I bring. Today I had to bring all my filming equipment, so it was quite a bit today. But this is what I typically bring. I bring my travel bag. Now I have a video showing you what all is in this bag. This is what I take to retreats and when I come camping, and I will put a link up above for you to see what all I store in here. But this bag is always ready to go, so as I was packing, I just had to grab this bag, and I know that everything that I need for sewing is in there. Okay, and then I did bring a few other things. I brought a clapper because I knew I was going to do some pressing. I brought my new little Aliso iron. I wanted to check that out, and I actually have been checking that out, and that's working pretty good. I brought the instructions. There's a quilt shop close by, and I brought one of my panels. I wanted to try to match some fabric. However, they're closed, so they're closed for the weekend, so I won't be doing that. And then I just brought two little containers. Now I've never done this before, but I had a bunch of half square triangles, you know, all those that I made in my last demonstration. And I just wanted to peel the papers off and trim the edges up, and I had to press a bunch of them. So that's what's in these. And I thought this was a kind of a neat way to store those. And they have these snap lids so that, you know, they won't come off and everything on the inside won't fall out. So that's what is in that bag. And of course I had to bring the instructions for my Aliso because I hadn't read them yet. And I want to encourage you to always read the instructions for all of your equipment, including your iron, your sewing machine, whatever it is that comes with instructions. Be sure you read those. They're just full of good information, and it just helps ensure that your product is going to work to the best of its ability. All right. So then my little iron would just go right here. And there's a little plug-in over there. I'm not going to plug it in because I don't need to heat it up right now. My clapper here. Alright, so this is my little ironing station. Okay, so this is where I put my sewing machine, and yes, it's on our little kitchen table here. However, we have a little fold-out table that Wessel used to eat on, and then I eat on the other side of the table when I do bring my sewing stuff. And like I said, I don't always bring it. When we go on big vacations, I feel like there's plenty to do other than sewing, but when we're just camping, it gets too hot, then I like to stay inside and sew, or if I can't sleep, I can sew all through the night if I want. It's kind of like my own personal retreat center. It's really kind of nice. Or not my own personal quilt retreat center. But anyway, so when I am sewing on the table, I always use the little pad that I talked to you about. I showed you these, as well as I showed you how to make one with selvages, and I'll link that project tutorial up above. So there's that. And when I decide to take my quilting on a camping trip, I really try to plan. So for this trip, I brought the little half square triangles that I showed you. I'll pull all the papers off and trim those, and then I will press them open. I still have to do that, and then I can just lay them out here. I'm going to use those for a small project. I can just lay them out here on the table and sew that small project. Now, I do not bring large projects when we go camping. It's just too much, and I like to use my design wall when I'm putting large quilts together or larger projects. So when I'm camping, I always plan ahead and do small things, like I might do a pieced border, or I might sew up a lot of just the squares for my ragtime quilt. So I do try to keep the projects small, but it really is fun to sit here, and these shades will open. I didn't open them now because when the light comes in, it makes it hard for you all to see. I like to sit here and open the shades and look outside, and I'll crack the window open and I can hear the birds. We're at a little lake called Mead Lake State Park, and it's just a little lake here in Kansas, not too far from where we live, but I grew up coming here as a child, and we raised our kids out here at the lake, and my husband and I just love to come to this lake and go camping. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, share with a friend, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, leave a comment. I anticipate those comments. I love getting them and hearing from those of you on the other side. So until next time, have fun quilting.